Hi, friends. My name is Edie Summers, and I wrote a book. It's called The Memory of Health, and it's for anyone who has chronic fatigue for any reason. I was wondering if you could do me a favor and help spread the word about my book and even encourage someone else to get it or get it for someone. If you know someone who has chronic fatigue, or maybe they have a chronic health issue, or maybe you have a chronic condition. It's also for anyone who's been through trauma, burnout, severe stress. Again, my book is called The Memory of Health, A Journey to Well-Being. You can see the link right there on the screen for how you can find it. You can actually access it on lulu.com, amazon.com. It's online everywhere. Actually, on lulu.com, there's a gift version of my book. It has interior color. I have my book right here. Again, it's called The Memory of Health, A Journey to Well-Being. You can see The Memory of Health. This took me 10 years to write. It's chock full of research on chronic fatigue, and it also covers a lot of other different conditions. You can see the title there. It's kind of going out of the screen a little bit. The Memory of Health, A Journey to Well-Being. I'm wondering if you could help me spread the word on this, maybe share this video, share it with someone that you know who has chronic fatigue, or maybe they're dealing with a health issue. I talk about not only people that have chronic fatigue, including CFS, but also RA, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, multiple sclerosis. There's tons of research in there. Maybe you know someone who's been through cancer treatment and they're dealing with fatigue for that reason. My book is definitely based on research. There's also a lot of self-care and tips on resilience. I learned a lot of the research when I was in grad school. And again, you can see this book is really big. It took me 10 years to write this. This is the gift version. So you can see inside, there's color inside this book. So you can only get the color version on lulu.com. There's a gift version that has the interior in color. You can see that beautiful color. There's color all throughout the book. On lulu.com, you could just search for The Memory of Health by Edie Summers on there. And what I'm going to do is offer the PDF version that has hundreds of clickable links to all of the research on chronic fatigue, including also research on how to be more resilient living in this modern world, or maybe how to learn how to be more resilient if you have a chronic condition. I definitely talk about CFS in the book, but I also talk about other reasons that people might have chronic fatigue. And my hope for you is that you will find your story somewhere in this book. Maybe you'll find some descriptions of symptoms that sound like you, or maybe again, you know someone who has chronic fatigue, or maybe they're just looking to improve their energy, well-being, holistic well-being. I definitely cover a lot of integrative health practices, both alternative and modern. Usually it's integrative that works. And there's so many different tips and tactics that I have in this book to help you hopefully support your energy, maybe improve your energy, maybe improve your overall well-being. It's also a memoir. So the first part of the book talks about my experiencing developing chronic fatigue in my early 20s after a ski accident and subsequent surgery. So I went from having lots of energy when I was young. I was always active and skiing, and skiing is actually how I broke my knee. And then I went to I had surgery, and I had to have arthroscopic surgery actually. And afterwards, I was in physical therapy for almost a year. And there's a whole story around how I developed chronic fatigue and what my journey looked like, both in terms of developing chronic fatigue and developing health issues, but also a lot of the tactics that worked for me. But I also cover a lot of other theories about chronic fatigue and even CFS, or how chronic fatigue might relate to, let's say, lupus, fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, MS, even cancer fatigue, and of course, CFS and ME. I also address burnout a little bit and how to manage your stress. And it's a very comprehensive book on holistic wellness. And I'm wondering if you could do me a favor and help me spread the word about this book. I worked really, really hard on it. It has lots of great reviews. Again, it's called The Memory of Health, A Journey to Well-Being. And you can kind of see, actually, the cover was designed by Richard Crooks. And he's this amazing artist who actually had chronic fatigue himself. And so he wanted to create a cover that kind of described the experience of going through a chronic condition, then seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And so I was just so honored to have him do the cover. And you can see the back also has some really beautiful imagery on it. And I talk a lot about, again, a lot of the things that help me improve my energy, but I also talk about what might help you improve your energy. Or again, maybe you know someone who has chronic fatigue for any reason. Maybe you could pass along this information about my book. Again, it's called The Memory of Health. And the subtitle is A Journey to Well-Being. I'm trying to get it in the screen here where you can see it. This is the color interior version. This is a gift edition that you can only get on lulu.com. Again, if you go to lulu.com and type in The Memory of Health by Edie Summers, you should be able to pull up the color interior version. I tried to make it a gift book, almost like those Louise Hay gift books that have those beautiful color pages. There's tons of quotes in my book, tons of tips on how to improve your energy and holistic well-being. And of course, there's a ton of research too. And for anyone who gets the book, just email me, ediesummers@gmail.com. Email me the receipt, and I'll send you the PDF version of my book that has hundreds of clickable links in it. So you can click on all the resources and research. There are so many different theories about what causes chronic fatigue, and there are different reasons that people can develop chronic fatigue. So your situation might be different than my situation, or someone that you know who has chronic fatigue, they might have chronic fatigue in a different way than, let's say, you do or someone else does. So again, this book is for anyone who has a chronic health issue for any reason, or maybe anyone who's been through trauma, extreme stress, burnout. And again, did you know that you can actually develop burnout from having a chronic condition? It can be very stressful to not feel well. So the main topics that I cover are how to improve energy, what are some theories and causes of chronic fatigue. I have a whole chapter devoted to different theories of what may cause chronic fatigue and even CFS. Now, CFS and chronic fatigue are two different things, but chronic fatigue is one of the symptoms of CFS. But chronic fatigue is also a symptom of a lot of other conditions and situations, including fibromyalgia, even depression. And I definitely even talk about depression in this book and improving mental health, improving your resilience. My book is really designed to be a book on wellness in general for the modern world in the 21st century and beyond. So if you're looking to improve your energy or overall well-being, or maybe you know someone who's suffering from lack of sleep or really low energy and they're looking for answers, I would really appreciate it if you would pass along this book. Again, it's called The Memory of Health. The Memory of Health. And again, my name is Edie Summers. And so that's the spine of the book. And I'm trying to show you the front of the book. It's a little bit hard to get into the screen. There it is, The Memory of Health. And the subtitle is called A Journey to Well-Being, because everyone's journey to well-being is going to be different. My journey to well-being is going to look different than yours. And again, I love this beautiful cover that Richard Crooks did for me. He's this amazing graphic artist designer, and he did just an incredible job on my book. And it kind of shows that hope at the end of the tunnel. And here's the back of the book again. It's a really beautiful back of the book as well. And like I said, there are actually tons of not only tips and resources on how to improve your energy and well-being, and maybe again, you'll find your story somewhere in the book. I also share my story at the beginning of the book. There are also lots of quotes in the book, tons of research. We worked really hard to put this together. It took me 9 years to write and then 1 year to edit and format. So it took me a really long time to write, but I just kept working at it because I really wanted to compile all in one book, all of the different potential causes for chronic fatigue and all the different ways that that can play out, but also give you all the information that I've learned along the way that may support or improve your energy and overall well-being. So I'm hoping that you can find some solutions in the book for you, or find yourself in the book somewhere and say, hey, those symptoms sound like me. Hey, this situation sounds like me. Or again, maybe you know someone who has chronic fatigue for any reason. I would appreciate it if you could share it. And again, like I said, I have a PDF version of this book that has hundreds of clickable links to all the research and resources. So you can have both. Just email me, ediesummers@gmail.com, and let me know that you've got the book, or let me know that your friend or family member has the book. It would also make a really nice gift for someone. Again, it does come in black and white that you can order on Amazon, and I believe it's also on barnesandnoble.com. It should be on walmart.com. But if you want the gift version, the color interior version, it's only available on lulu.com. And this is the gift version. So there's beautiful color interior in here. And you can see I go into so much detail. Like, for instance, these pages are talking about different supplements and the categories of like different adaptogens that can help improve energy and support energy. And I have a background in holistic well-being that spans 30 years now. And so there's so much information and so many resources and so much research in this book. You can also type in this link that you see here on the screen into your browser, and it will take you to a one page that will have all the links on there for you, whether you want to get the gift book and version, the interior color version that's available on lulu.com. This link that you see here on the screen will take you there. It will also take you to Amazon. It is also available on Kindle Unlimited. And again, if you want the PDF version, just email me your receipt and at ediesummers@gmail.com, and I'll send you the PDF version. And again, this would make a really nice gift for someone too. I would really appreciate it if you would share this video, or maybe support me in this book. And I really appreciate it. And again, for anyone who's just listening, here is the link that is on the screen here. So again, you could just go to lulu.com and search for The Memory of Health by Edie Summers, or you could go to amazon.com. It is definitely available on amazon.com, both as a physical book and also Kindle. But here's the link that's on my screen here. This will take you to the links that take you to everywhere where the book is available online, or a lot of them anyway. It's bit.ly/chronic fatigue book. Again, that's bit.ly/chronic fatigue book. Thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate it. And I hope that you find ways to improve your energy, or if you know someone who's not feeling well, this would be a nice gift for them too. Thank you so much.